Major changes are coming if you have an American Express credit card, a Visa credit card, or a Mastercard credit card.
The bill would essentially empower credit card companies to implement what's called a new merchant category code that would track suspicious gun purchases.
Not only is that about to happen, but it looks like New York is going to be the first state to start forcing businesses to make sure that people understand credit card surcharges. Check this out.
Law goes into effect back around here today in New York State that mandates more transparency in credit card surcharges.
Businesses like restaurants will have to include these added fees in their listed prices, and that includes any food you may be ordering.
Now, all politics to the side, does this make sense? Let's talk about it. All right, so as we know, there's been plenty of, mass shootings or just shootings of any kind where a lot of people say, hey, we need to do something about some type of gun laws or a workaround for guns in general, right? This has been a hot topic, not just for politics, but obviously on the side of people that have lost ones due to gun violence and things of that sort. And listen, and they're trying to say, okay, what can we do? What options do we have? This is one option that has now been not only trending in California.
California leading on this. Will other blue states do this?
I think other states will follow suit.
Tonight, a new bill aimed at curbing gun violence is making some headway in the state. The legislation would establish a new code to categorize firearm sales. Supporters claim this would help law enforcement recognize dangerous firearm purchasing patterns, but those in opposition are calling this a backdoor form of registration. Fox 31's Samantha Spitz is on it tonight, hearing from both sides, new at 10.
We're talking about merchant category codes, which are 4-digit numbers that identify the type of business involved in a transaction. So these apply to grocery stores, department stores, and so on. So this proposed legislation would require payment card networks like Visa, Mastercard to provide a specific code for businesses that sell firearms and ammunition. Executive Director Taylor Rhodes is in opposition of the bill.
So let's say you go to Cabela's and you buy a shotgun. The government will know you bought that shotgun because of that merchant code associated with your purchase. Beforehand, it was just deemed as a sporting good, and they couldn't track it the way that they're going to now.
Right now, he says they're juggling several lawsuits filed against 5 firearm-related laws previously passed in the state.
Well, regardless of what the bill is, if it's gun control, Rocky Mountain gun owners will be there to fight it, whether it be under the Golden Dome or in the courtrooms. And my members have my word on that.
California, but it's also trending in Florida as well. Check this out.
Could change current gun laws in our state.
It's called the Identify Gun Stores Act.
The bill would essentially empower credit card companies to implement what's called a new merchant category code that would track suspicious gun purchases.
The bill would override state bills like the one Governor DeSantis signed into law last May that currently prevents credit card companies from using a separate merchant category code for sales at gun businesses in Florida. Opponents of Frost's bill say credit card companies shouldn't have that power.
I don't think it's the role of credit card companies to oversee what Americans choose to spend their money on. What you think is suspicious might be very different than what I think is suspicious. And in Florida, we think credit card companies should stick to offering credit.
Hey guys, real quick, if you're looking for a way to improve your credit score the right way, I can personally take a look at your credit report and create a custom game plan so you can get closer to your credit goals. Back to the video. Now, I know what you're thinking. Calvin, this is only happening because it's an election season coming up, right? But see, here's the thing. Let's take all politics to the side. Something has to be done. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying what's right or wrong, as we know clearly. No one wants to see any type of gun violence, whether it's one-on-one or a mass shooting. Nobody wants to see that. Now, you can't stop everything from happening. However, you can put measures in place. If you guys think that this is just too overbearing, or credit card companies are doing too much, or politicians should stop this, or politicians should support this, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Because again, let's try our best to take politics out of the equation and just say, okay, what things or what measures can we honestly put in place to try to reduce some of these things? Now, let's be honest. This starts off with guns, ammunition, but it's a matter of time before they start tracking other things.
Law goes into effect back around here today in New York State that mandates more transparency in credit card surcharges.
Businesses like restaurants will have to include these added fees in their listed prices, and that includes any food you may be ordering.
Due to Governor Kathy Hochul's new consumer protection law, businesses are now going to be required to include and list out those credit card surcharges, and there's also going to be a limit on those surcharges. Now, diving a little bit deeper specifically, this new consumer protection law will limit credit card surcharges to the amount charged to businesses by the credit card company. And the law also requires businesses to post the total price of an item, including the surcharge, before checkout. Now, businesses can apply the law in a few different ways, including listing the higher credit card prices next to a lower cash price, listing the credit card price for items or services, then letting customers know they will receive a discount for using cash, or the business changes all prices to reflect the credit card prices.
Now, I'm actually okay with them tracking some gun purchases because, like this clip just showed, some people, right, you can probably keep some things from happening. Again, it's measurement. That's number one. That's measurement. Number two, the average person, watch where I'm going. The average person isn't spending like thousands of dollars on a gun, like, on just stuff right off the back, right? Especially leading up to doing something. Okay. I think that that's a fair situation because it's like, okay, let's just check into this, right? Why is this the case? At least they know who the person is and they can try to see, okay, let's look into social media. Let's look into some deeper things. What groups are they a part of, right? Because again, it's almost like if you don't support something like this or something similar to this, you're pretty much just saying, hey, whatever happens, happens, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's got to be something that can be done. And then also, too, again, the average person is not buying a gun every day. The average person is not spending $20,000, over $20,000. Now, again, I haven't spent that kind of money on a gun, so excuse me. But I'm saying that to say that, again, the average person isn't going back and forth to the gun store like that unless it's just for ammunition. And again, guys, if it's something that you do on a regular basis, don't worry. You'll be just fine because it's a regular thing that you always do. I do get the privacy part of that. I do. But again, right now it's guns. Who knows if it's going to turn into something else? But like I said, we have to have some type of measure. Credit card companies are in a position where they see everything that we swipe that card for. So hopefully this doesn't turn into something, for more than guns or something like that. Now, again, this isn't Republicans versus Democrat. I don't want to start that on the channel. Okay. Now, even Ron DeSantis put something in place where this wouldn't happen last year in May.
Today, the governor also signed a bill that will prevent credit card companies from using a separate merchant category code for sales at gun businesses. Similar 4-digit codes are already used to separate purchases and collect data from places such as grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and bookstores. Both laws go into effect.
So again, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think it's right for credit card companies to say, hey, this is what this person purchased? This is how many times they purchased it. This is who they are. This is where they, this is their information, right? Do you think it's fair for that to happen? Or do you feel like it's too deep into personal privacy? It's too big brotherish. It's too saying, hey, you know what? I want to keep certain things private for me. But again, think about it. If you're really that private person, that private gun owner, you're not buying these types of things on a regular basis, not every month, right? Or spending hundreds, like thousands of dollars on this stuff. Again, you might be, if you're a gun enthusiast, then you have nothing to worry about. That's what people have to understand. If you have nothing to worry about, it shouldn't bother you anyway, right? Because in reality, it could be a lot worse than just the credit card companies participating in this. And again, this is just California and Florida. Once they get this bill passed, I mean, if it does pass, right? But all it takes is one state. You guys know this. All it takes is one state. Once one state does something, other states that have similar ideals, and whether it's blue or red, because there are people that are lost, regardless of what political party they belong to. And it's a slap in the face if nothing, I'm talking nothing. I'm not saying it has to be this as a solution, but it's a slap in the face if nothing is done. So what's your thoughts on that? And don't get me wrong, we want to hear from gun owners as well. Do you guys think this is a bit much into the privacy sector, right? Or do you guys see the benefits of this? And if you don't see the benefits of this, let me know what some other solutions you may have. Because again, guys, we can't just keep saying no to solutions without providing an alternative. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best solution. I'm just saying, hey, what's another solution? Because again, people are losing people every single day and they want to know, okay, what can we do? And credit card companies are now playing a role into this. So let me know your thoughts down below inside the comments. Okay. If you guys like this video, you're most definitely going to love the next one. Stay tuned.